No, they didn't just Monopoly Go me right here, y'all. That Monopoly Go thing is annoying. Now this one GPS is moving. Y'all know what the idiosyncrasy buy a new trailer is? Then they'll probably make it look like I had a bunch of $1 million stuff in here. What is this, y'all? Wichita, Kansas, 672.8 Dillons. Okay, so this is the second piece of evidence from what I just saw. They made the culprit look like an alcohol user. And I'm thinking the idea is not to verify that they could tap into my social media on my phone to erase me and stage me as that. I think that's my mom's neighbor's car right there. Hold on. There goes a 2015 Equinox. Okay, we made it in the starlight, y'all. Here. Ooh. I could have just went to Dollar Tree. You know they gonna get hyped up for that one, but look, this little pothole, and I got my shoes wearing them like sandals because they done put a bruise on the back of both of my ankles, y'all. It looked like the tow truck tried to see a face, nigga, like. So I ain't walking back towards Mount Vernon down here. Y'all know that it's purple in West Hollywood. Girl, I be feeling like him lately. Girl, I be girl, that nigga made his point, nigga. I ain't playing. So the Illuminati thinks I got started driving again. So I think the one that we just saw today, my food stamps hit. So everybody was at Dillon's, including me. So I think that's in case I don't. Because, you know, they put so much fathom and conspiracies and terrorism into their acts that they can't afford for me not to go retarded. Everything keeps playing Monopoly Go with me. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I got excited about that 9-hour video I made. So, I gotta go pick up my iPad from my mom's. It's charging, and then I've only used 11% on my power bank, and then my phone is still up at about 75%. So I kind of skimmed through my video, just made sure everything was cool, and I think having the headrest over the phone kind of made my quality go back down a little bit. And I forgot to toggle the settings, so it was at 30 frames per second, and like I didn't even let my phone reach its full potential for that whole 9-hour video, which is okay, because I dang near used all of my 256 gigabytes of storage, even with all my Play for Pay gaming apps on my phone. That was fun. I'll try to sum things up a little bit more. That video, I just wanted you guys to see the calming rides that I provide myself, and we're looking into taking this whole winter off one more again, and I'm gonna get like this $200 blow-up tent. It's gonna have like a furnace capability in it. Now, I wanted to skip to the EcoFlow Wave 2 or 3, but by itself, altogether, I would spend one whole month's deposit just getting the battery and the unit. Then, like, I still need a solar panel. And then I don't want to do this in this little tent right here with the EcoFlow Wave. I think doing that whole $200 tent, I would have a big living room, and I could put a small tent inside that big tent and have more security, because we're waiting for all these creatures to die off for the winter. So, I think this year I'm actually gonna save up. It was kind of distraughting for me to waste last year doing that without saving up money and trying to build my own plywood camper, and that was just like a no, okay? That shit left the operating table still look like no, okay? And I think I rushed it 2 days around Thanksgiving. It got really cold to where I had to come in and warm my meetings to come back out and build it some more. And then I just started buying pillars, and then I couldn't doctor it. So me and Biddy don't want to do that again. We want to either buy an RV camper, or we really want to get an all-wheel drive, full long-range Tesla, where I don't have to work to pay it off if I'm feeling laggy, sluggish, tired, stressed. Like, eventually I'm gonna fit myself into that, where people can trust I'm not delivering food during, before, or during and after my dog being in my car, and she's like most likely the cleanest dog there is. But do we want to get taken out of our element to explain that to the right people, the wrong people? No. So I'm thinking, I still believe in having a car before you have a house. I mean, what if you, like, you get a house first, you might just work up the street at McDonald's, where you can have a car and you can go here and work at Amazon. And matter of fact, I just got reminded of Amazon Flex again, even though the app automatically kind of like waiting list or something like that, and that job is probably more obligation and more commitment, not nothing that you could take any breaks from right after your delivery or whatever. So I'm getting used to driving again, and just at my own pace. And my forte is they're gonna catch up to how I like to skip town when things don't work out for me, or I'm not making enough money, or if I miss an exit and I deep down inside know I don't do that, and that's when it's time to leave and go to another city. And I'm like afraid that they're gonna figure out what kind of people do that, or people are gonna make that a statistic, and I'll be caught up doing the same thing for so long until it gets caught up to me. And so I would like to just There go that brainwasher Trey Reeks thing. Playing with me. Probably showing off to the camera. That's okay, though. That's okay, girl. I have me some Doritos and some spicy guacamole. I had me some chocolate cake and some gummy strawberries. You know, that's a mud pie. And then I gave Minnie some pulled pork chicken. I had to individually smush everything, make sure there were no bones in there. We have 2 egg rolls left. There's some sort of a hamburger with cheese that's enclosed in the bun. And yesterday I just really spent $25. And then I have chicken salad, and it's pretty chilly out right now. So I'm hoping this food lasts the rest of today. I don't really have to walk anywhere. I do want an Arizona juice from Dollar Tree. You know, the kind that they don't normally sell, and it really tastes like Kool-Aid. As long as it's not soda, I won't have to pee like all day long. And so, look, I found these items on clearance. This was $2.25. The chocolate cake, which really the frosting tasted like it had cream cheese in it, $1.79. The egg rolls were only like $2, y'all. This was $3.99. Yeah, whatever. And when did I spend $5.75 on some chicken salad? That's okay. Now, I was gonna get buffalo boneless wings for these braids, but I got the chicken salad and the pulled pork. I kind of snag that for Minnie every once in a while. We got our coat washed. We got her undergarment and her coat washed. Everything but my backpack is washed, but I had left that in the trunk, and I want to buy new shoes. I want to buy new shoes instead of wash them. I could probably just wash them with some soap with my feet and let them air dry out. Right now I'm using SPF as lotion for my hot spots that are apparently only under my arms. And just some condensation up in here, that's all. So when I bang the edges to make sure there's no insect hiding in any part of the front of the tent, when I open up the door, the condensation drips just a bit. But I think this tent is particularly like waterproof, so the bottom doesn't get wet. The bottom's pretty thick. There's a lower part over here I'm worried about when it rains, that I don't want to put this tent to the test. But everything in here, I have like a bag to hide my shoes in. So have you ever like sawdust in your tent at night? You don't want that. That is only because of your shoes. So yeah, just like one empty bottle of water. I like to gargle my mouth with peroxide. This Bluetooth isn't really worth much sound as far as the bass. And our blanket is still pretty clean in most areas. So yeah, I think this tent is pretty good for $29. I didn't get the $39 one. I think I did though, because I remember it was going to be like $50 budget for the tent, even though I had a thousand-ish. I was gonna get a $20 sleeping bag that was as thin as a coat. Yeah. So I didn't. You know, I was a cheapskate. Me and Minnie slept in the car with the coat. And it was more like a blanket. I stuck my toes in the hoodie. It worked. It really worked. I never left the car on to sleep. And I really haven't done that in forever. The Chevy Cruze, it would turn off in 3 hours or so by itself. And that was what was so versatile about this 2017 Chevy Cruze. Now I asked the lot that I bought that Cruze from to find me a Tesla. And I need to go ahead and send her a text again just to make sure that we're clear. A car ain't worth anything if it ain't all-wheel drive, and I need the long range, and it doesn't matter what color. And it doesn't matter what condition, girl. I ain't tripping with a pistol clipping, girl. We gonna get the Tesla aftermarket parts for the clear roof, and I'm gonna turn it back into a solid roof indoor thing, and then we're gonna be on our mission to find out how to solar charge it without spending $4,000 on some science project that only puts 25 miles on the car by the end of the day, and that's if people can inch up the road to get to a charger for $4,000 out of their pocket. Bitch, you still gotta make payments on $4,000 if you finance something like that. And yeah, that is better than nothing. Girl, you know I would have a picnic and sleep and use my last resort for $4,000 if I could. Cause Lord knows I never had to I have a tow truck charge any of my rentals. So would that be like, right? The regenerative braking is really useful. I think it works. The only place I'd probably use it is around Lake of Ozarks in Missouri, and there's around Utah, Wyoming, where you can get a lot of recharge from these slopes. So look at that tree, y'all. We had to move our stuff over here. We were like right here, and then I heard it tear like, I heard that shit sound like a lightning bolt. And luckily it's not gonna fall this way, it's falling the other way, but we don't want to do that. And look, that's where we were camping last year, and it looks like nothing's there. Everything looks beautiful from October until January. It starts snowing. And then over here is where I have moved my stuff before. I gotta clean this trash that was mine because I wasn't supposed to leave it that way anyway. But yeah, over there was where we had a solar panel. Those street lights be on at night, and that wasn't good for Minnie's eyes. So I don't think there's rabbit holes or anything this time, but there are like that. I'm worried about those. Minnie likes to go to the tall grass, girl, and if you've ever played Game Boy before, when you get to the tall grass is when you encounter the Pokemon. So I was like wanting to park my Tesla somewhere back here, but since they gave me the scoop, like that's still like merchandise and stuff, like I I just won't do anything that is cross-contaminating, especially with tires could get like 10,000 miles or something on them. Pardon me if I'm rusty at exact the number. But yeah, I had a lot of views on when I thought somebody tumbled my shit all the way over there. And yeah, and then before that even happened, y'all, I was gonna get a trailer plus. My card wouldn't have went through. I could have went through the haptics of, and the reason why I use that word is, when you get that thump, 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 everything starts not going your way and you worried and you fill in your post and it's like, thump. Well, yeah, I don't want to be hauled off at a trailer plus thing, even if it's mine. I thought of putting a chains up against the tree and that, and just guesstimating how long it takes them to steal my shit if I do it like that. So maybe things haven't been going my way because I don't document it, or I expect magic to have it documented into the Earth's muscle memory. So, like, can you believe I could have turned that into like a living arrangement right there? It's not exactly a shipping container, but I don't want to find out it's even more than $800 to take that off their hands. And then, you gotta spray that thing for bugs, and that's probably $800. And then if every plywood that I be trying to get is $20, you know how much plywood's gonna take? And just like, I don't know if I'm that bitch, though. I don't want to have some screws coming in and out from the outside of that and not knowing, like, what type of insulation gel to use. And yeah. So here's a funny fact. Last year when it got summer again and my camper thing got put over here, I had to burn down a stack of hay because I found an ant's nest. Like, there's absolutely no ants on this lot, or land. So I told myself, I made a quick decision when I saw them scramming. I don't know what I did, bumped them or something. I think I didn't even have enough time to film that until I burnt it a little. But yeah, I set it on fire, and then the fire department saw how thick the smoke was, and I had to tell them exactly why and what happened. So thank God that I think I made the right decision, or it was just how honest I was being, and it wasn't like out of vandalism or property destruction. So, like, I don't think it was this close over here. Minnie, let me hold you. Let me hold you. See, I don't know what all this is over here, but I think it was kind of like more like right here. Like, so I don't know where this big tree truck came from. I don't know what that funny business is. And I can't stand how they let the grass grow little. And then that Kia K4 I had towed right there on the right side of that little transformer thing. And I was just walking to Dollar General just to clean before I had it towed again. So I never used that storage unit to do anything with. I'm afraid they have some massage parlor in there. I think when the Illuminati thought I was getting into storage units, my body was starting to ache. And trust me, I probably could have built a pretty good plywood camper that was worth stealing my identity from me, but I think they make it look like I'm worth more than I am, so they could like rob people for all the riches, I guess. But yeah, in the spring and the fall, in the summer, we're just worried about spiders. And so I'm wearing long legs because I think I know something about your ankles. And this power plant doesn't really bother us. We stay out of the woods, and over here behind Tears, like this ditch area, you could probably fill that up with a bunch of water and it'd be a lake all on its own, like a little pond. So I don't try to get into that or too close to the trees, because every once in a while it'll sound like a spider got a bird in the morning. And that's only twice since last year. Was I doing any camping before that, though? So, yeah, we want to walk to Dollar General, see if they have Arizona. And I might walk to Dollar Tree just so I could keep my backpack on my back. I might go to my mom's. I might treat my mom to 20 or 40 bucks of some food just because I owe her that, and then she could cook me something. And just to go over there and mingle and just top up everything on my charge and be thankful I got that 9-hour video out. It didn't really take much. I wasn't trying to put soundtracks all over it to make it sound really cool. I think I've just had a taste of some people that put their bare audio on the internet, and it just really helps captivate that moment so much better. My pet peeve was it would be very hard to edit out and make a whole new video on a channel that people will watch more, and for those people to slut shame people with their own content and show everything but what you want them to see would have been my worst nightmare. So hey, it's 2025 and I got over that fear. So yeah, the Arizona juice that is supposed to taste like that red, white, and blue popsicle. I'm on my way to get there. So I just ended up using the bathroom in Dollar General for free because this dude comes in there, mocks me with a backpack So I just came out of Dollar General for free use the bathroom because this guy goes into Dollar General and mocks me with a backpack. And so there were already two people looking like they're a peer. Like go it automatically went to the aisle I would have went down to for hair products. And then when I went to the cash register because they weren't stalking me at that guy comes in, talks, and they make it a big deal. And the train is sounding like a train wreck, probably signaling y'all not to snitch. But yeah, I'm like, man, anything that I find to be my circle of things, they're gonna try to mock to erase it from the earth's muscle memory. So like I see it, I was thinking about going to Dollar Tree first. So now I just didn't even buy my little hair products because they really needed it on Why It's a Nigger. So that dude was like bald and he had a more desert tan backpack. And so I could leave my electronics at my mom's whenever I want to. So once they figure out I'm in Wichita because my family's dug 30 plus years out of Wichita for this to be my own battlefield. That we all knew what would have happened to Michael Jackson's family. So, no shame in my game. I don't have any warrants according to the police that trusted me with the rental to get a tow. So, I think he was lying that my South Carolina driver's license wasn't suspended. But I do think I need to contest Ohio about that Avis rental. And maybe find out why it was just already a camera speeding ticket. So, on my way out of Dollar General, they were kind of mugging me already. Like, did he know what that was and all that? So I'm finna walk over here up to Oliver, and there go a tow truck. Kind of just needed to see who the next faggot was. And so far I'm always wearing a a blue coat. It looked like that. I'm like wondering if that's really like my mom. Like, nope. Okay. I gotta trash this video because maybe she's just gonna reminisce about how I looked when I thought it was shit. Wick approved Wichita flow chart, witch brew evidence hooligans. They think they know what Wick approved is. I think I'm just a wicked snitch though, so that's really cool. I needed the wicked fix to just be a wicked snitch. So that camera picked up that truck's idiosyncrasy. So when when people aren't trying to get into trouble, I'm assuming they're a white Silverado. When they know they don't want to get in trouble. So I hate this part of walking to my mom's because there was a Range Rover Sport parked there a couple of years ago, and there's a Ford Explorer that was parked there years ago. So I was learning that everything wants to haunt me on Glendale because a friend of mine named Glenn worked for the news channel. He was a chief executive producer. Moved out to Sacramento where I met him and found out he was from Wichita. He's worked at Kansas City, Missouri. Now he's in Birmingham, Alabama. So it's scary to find out that the Illuminati would traumatize event me on Glendale. And look, they've always still been trying to litter empty bottles of alcohol to make me look like it's gonna be my fault. But I know they have an assassin that plans on hit and missing their victims in every city and state. As supposedly it's how they were allowed to be a meth head on Social Security, to double their Social Security income by turning people into their trophy retards. So I already don't do that. I don't know what all that is. Like, then there's something over there. See, look at all that. You're never gonna see me do any of that stuff because I sing. Okay? I know how the Illuminati would fuck up the audio. I think that Piff did that to Lil Six on me. I have produced one of his first albums, me and SC Trio, and there was just something wrong with the file, and so we probably will always be haunted about like what updated video can they fuck up one after another. But I mean, I know what I've said, and I know they can't keep murdering my witnesses, especially if they're judges, cops, SWAT, and the feds and the government, rocket scientists, and guys next door, by the way. Like, here going idiosyncrasy that bothers me. I think my dad had one of those things in 2022 that he guessed that I road rage around, and I think he was trying to get the engine to blow up on me a minute. We was parked up at Lowe's while that thing was cooking, and I mean, how you gonna know everybody in the world? And then all of a sudden, everybody is family we run into, but you gotta be running around in the worst part of the United States where a car gonna blow up real fast. So, you know, I think I had to put my life in God's hands, and that was kind of way easier than it actually was. It was just kind of like done and over with, and God didn't allow that stuff to happen. But to be honest, I think my dad was hoping the four-wheeler would blow up in between my legs when I was 14, visiting him from Wichita. Like, I think that family's mad that I didn't put my foot down and want to be on my dad's side of the family in South Carolina. And I feel like a part of how the world would have been mad at me for just plain hiding from whatever half breeds weren't gonna do if they were actually living the full nigga experience near Atlanta. So I still brought a lot of my culture with me, and that's what people in Wichita do. I mean, I think you can't tell me one person's rap song is whack out here. And yeah, the recent years, people really could give that. You know, they really could deliver. And it wasn't about, like, people migrating or anything. I want to say that Wichita is just like any other place. It may not have Six Flags or anything, but like, instead of going to jail and prison and getting put on probation or house arrest, you really could just start making music in the studio from the beginning and never get tired of that. So look at this house over here. I've been thinking about it. You know, I thought about that one, but that lady paid cash for her house. And I would have been mad to take something like that away from her. Like, look what I'm finna do. I'm finna let Minnie hop over this fence real quick. So, come on. Oh, hey ya! Sorry. Now let me come on over here, honey. Cause this is what we do. We ain't that unfortunate, you know. I really wish I could I wish it was like them days where you could mingle with a group of people and whoop-de-whoop this and that. But I'm actually more fortunate than that, to where I don't want to feel obligated to share my money, because then I don't know. I don't even want to throw examples out right now. I'm just glad that I get to be by myself with Minnie, holding the fort down. As long as I don't disturb her, she go pee and poop, and we gotta wait till next year for this cherry tree to be picked on film. And look at these two. Yeah. Your fur ball over there. Kanopsky. Hey, don't be giving me that side eye. I mean, you sure got a lot of that side eye going on, don't you? Man, ain't nothing to get jealous about, girl. Unless it hurt. At this way, he just likes to be outside all damn day. Your boy. I'm playing. I just had to say that word. But excuse you over here wanting kisses. Yeah, you better get some kisses from Minnie instead of me now, cause that might hurt her for me to play with other dogs, okay? And no lie, okay? Clear skies, our flag's upside down. It ain't fall quite yet, is the, look at all that. I want to rake right now anyway. I think I should clear my throat first. I think I had to tell my mom get me the cough drops out of her bedroom. Nobody. She got that room that she don't go into. It's super clean in there, I guess. Go tell me I can. No, I ain't gonna finna go in there. That's your clean room. I just came back from Florida and I think I'm about to get the flu coming in. It has a K biggie. Next thing I know, I was really fighting it yesterday. I think I was coughing about sleep last night. And you know, I don't try to get myself put in a predicament to where I gotta hide from my assassin or something crazy. Cause a bitch might have to cough in my hiding place and there ain't no 1, 2, 3. Okay. I ain't gonna make my hiding spot easy. Over here, okay, y'all heard that Sophia Fresher T-Paste song. Y'all better get on it. Cause I think Kim Kardashian broke up with Kanye West cause he gonna leave that What It Is song verse unfinished, y'all. Tell me, you doing all that. I'm like, damn, like, what it is with your, what it is with your, You know, like, them were my girls before the OMG girls, y'all. Uh, what? Now, look. Yeah, man. You got Ty name over here. Kenobi, you just, what? Excuse you getting all happy when I call y'all name out. Little furball. When is you gonna break into a bunch of feathers when you walk into the door? I had to scream once I saw my hero girl. It looked uneven, girl. So yeah, Dollar General must have knew they needed a paper trail, and they must have knew I finally started uploading shit without all that audio blocking. That way, I don't want them to take my shit and split it up and edit it. I want them to go through trouble, bitch. And they won't download that so-called spyware YouTube downloader apps and shit to fuck my shit up. So that's me being part Cherokee, Indian, Thai, Asian, and Black African American, y'all. That's how I interpreted that this is the beginning of me not putting defensive soundtracks over my video. Not only because that was a 9-hour long video, but because I don't want to go through copyrights getting my stuff taken off because it's monetized. My Facebook's monetized, my YouTube's monetized. Bam. Okay? And we in there with the views already. So let me grab my stuff off the charger and then we gonna get on our merry little way. Oh yeah, y'all. I'm about to cut these Dylans. Egg rolls into the coolest spring rolls in the history of mankind. The kind that people don't just do quite yet. And in order to illustrate, I just need a moment of your time. Now, this ain't the average spring roll because this is actually like a pork egg roll. but it's gonna consist of bean sprouts, cilantro, green onion, lettuce, left over from the pho yesterday. My mom decided to cook the bean sprouts. I don't think that's very cute. Look like sweated bean sprouts this time. She's got mint leaves in them. That's what I wanted on the original spring roll. Probably just need this many and less. And just wow, like that. This is what I'm fitting to have. Look at that. What am I missing? Just, this is just how I'm gonna eat that. Little circle of upside down cheers in the darkness. Okay. This is pretty much how I think I'm stretching $2. This meal and some cilantro. Did I just say some cilantro? Okay. Some cilantro. At first, it tasted like a spring roll, and then you get a hint of the savory, cooked flavor. That melts away like an apple pie crust, fresh out the oven. So I would say this is the best of both worlds. But there's really just something about those spring rolls that just go good with this, but this is way better than forgetting to stretch your food. Okay, have you ever been to those Vietnamese restaurants where they serve sandwiches that are like spring rolls, but they're on bread? Well, you don't have to do that with fermented pork skin or anything, you can still use boiled chicken and shrimp. That was okay, but what I did, you're supposed to do with spring rolls and not like pork egg rolls. So for $2 and some veggies that were already in the fridge, that is going to last me from 9:44 a.m. to a little bit after lunch.